You're going to see each Brady member, well, Susan, Mike, Eve, and Barry, 4 Brady members, act as America's team captain. And on the 5th day, it's Brady Pandemonium, because it's Barry as America's team captain playing against Mike, Eve, and Susan as the studio contestants, and they're playing for their favorite charity.
Brady against Brady.
So it's family members just ripping into one another gently, very Brady-like.
Now, Christopher, you've been doing this for a couple of months now, and you've definitely gotten to your groove. Susan, were you able to, pick up on, I guess, the style of the game pretty fast?
Yeah, I'm smart.
She
I'm
is?
not like Cindy. No. No, actually, I'm very I love game shows. My only problem is I get really competitive, and I don't joke around a lot on game shows. This had me on my toes though, because you don't know what the categories are going to be. However, for our special week, they did have a Brady category, and I'm pretty good at Brady trivia.
Yeah, I think she makes it up, because I can't remember if it really happened or not. Actually, no. Susan is very, very strong with not only Brady trivia, but all trivia. It's interesting because they're all very supportive and agreeing to do the show, supportive of me and my new effort here. But when you're asking somebody from the public arena to do a show like this, where it's trivia, there can be an apprehensiveness that you have to get through. Susan's not one. I mean, she enjoys the challenge of being challenged with the questions, and lesser and probably more so than anyone else on the show. So,
I know that I am a wealth of useless knowledge.
And she is, and she normally wins whenever we do a game show as a group. Susan is normally the winner. I was very happy to not have to compete.
How's been hosting duties going? You think you found your groove?
I think I have.
He's great.
I think maybe I found my calling.
I think so. But we've all said that about you.
Yeah, and I didn't know any of this. That not only my Brady family, but every one of my friends have said to me after I told them that I was now going to be the host of Truly Pursuit America Plays, "Oh, I always thought you'd be a great game show host."
You know what it is? I figured it out.
Uh-oh.
It's because, remember when Cindy played Quiz the Kids and she saw the red light
It's
on
in
the
the
camera?
blood. That's what you can tell me.
Okay, his father was the host of that game show.
Yeah,
He
my
played the host.
father actually is an actor, and he played the host of the game show that Cindy freezes
Tanked on.
Yeah.
So there's some trivia for
So I
you.
guess it's in my blood.
Well, there you go. I've always wondered, why is it that after all these years the show was first on ABC, that we're still talking about the Brady Bunch, and it still has its loyal fans and its strong following?
Sue, do you want to take a crack?
The Brady Bunch has a soul. There's genuine love in the show, and I think that gave it a soul, and you have to have a soul to have immortality. That's all I can figure. There's love.
And I think it's about family. And if you think about it, everyone's had one, or the wish for one, growing up. And it's timeless what goes on for a child 4 to 13 or 12. They're not really tapped into much of the culture and society outside the door. I mean, it's really about what happens inside that front door and the relationships and how they fit in the family structure. And that's what our show's about. And through us, kids have been filtered, and they become part of our extended family. And that's what makes it such a powerful touchstone, because everyone's reflecting back on their childhood when they're watching the show yet again.
Was it easier then to be a child actor and actress than it would be today?
I think it was harder.
I think absolutely. We're going to disagree.
Well,
absolutely easier back then. There's so much focus and scrutiny today that and unfortunately, news doesn't sell unless it's somewhat embarrassing or negative. So it has to be sensational. So normally they're looking for that individual who's fallen off the rails. So and everybody going through adolescence is going to not. They're going to fall off the rails.
Yeah.
It's a little more embarrassing when the cameras are there.
Can you disagree?
Well, I'd have to agree with that aspect of it. That's the whole atmosphere around being on a TV show, which has gotten so much worse and it's so much more difficult. But actually working, being a hired actor, I think is a bit easier because kids are a little more catered to now than we were. We weren't even allowed to park on the lot.
There are a lot more. There's the understanding. There's a great business in selling programming to a youthful market. Back in our day, kids were. I mean, frankly, our show was hated and reviewed really, really negatively. But if you look back at all those reviews, it was as though the reviewer didn't take into account that it was a show for kids. He was reviewing it from an adult's perspective, and that from that perspective, it was pretty simple and banal. Well, of course it was. I mean, it was a kid's show, and I think today you'll even see that when you have a reviewer reviewing a show that's a kid's show, they're reviewing it from that point of view or that context.
But see, we were unique in coming from that point of view, and I think that that's another reason why there were other family shows that happened during our time, but they didn't have the longevity. Ours did because you've got the whole house in chaos because Cindy lost her doll. That's not very realistic, but that's exactly what a kid wants to see.
It's the first postmodern family and probably the last of that family genre show. But if you look at it, it's not a married family, or the brothers and sisters aren't truly brothers and sisters. They're step brothers and sisters. So it's what we call it, postmodern. Yeah. But so there's something modern enough about it to still appeal to people because it was the beginning of these new blended families, which we find are very prevalent today. And there's the soul that Susan talks of.
Have you guys met anybody, like presidents or world leaders who've met you and said, "Oh, I'm a huge fan of the Brady Bunch," and it's just kind of made you go, "Wow," it just, took you aback?
Well, Kissinger came to our set back in the day, and who is it, the president of India? Oh gosh, I'm going to sound really stupid here, but there is somebody high up in foreign government who gave himself the name Bobby.
No, you're thinking of Bobby Jindal.
Yes.
The governor of Louisiana apparently he named himself
yes.
Bobby after Bobby.
He's from India. Yeah. Yeah.
That's how he picked his name. That's a rumor. Don't know if it's true. But we're going to go with it.
I've heard enough places. I think it's true.
We'll have to ask Bobby Jindal.
We had Obama. Obama's wife was announced as the woman who has memorized every line on the Brady Bunch.
Yes, we are the cause of world peace.
Disorder.
You bring the world together.
Dysfunction.
You really are the uniters.
We're not responsible for the economy, though.
It's going to be now, in a country wars in another country that it wasn't very Brady of them.